Are you ready to go beyond the edge? Well, that is exactly what a group of celebrities are doing as they face the jungle and some pretty outrageous competition. And I don't know how you guys did it. Joining me now is Colton, Underwood, and Eboni K. Williams. Was this one of those moments when they invited you on the show where you were, yeah, absolutely, or, let me think about this?
Oh, I was all in from the first second. And I knew I didn't know a ton about what to expect. I'm not a viewer of these kind of adventure shows. And that was by design because I knew if I knew too much, I would chicken out. So I intentionally kind of went in with a lot of enthusiasm, not a lot of what to expect. And boy, was I in for a treat.
I was just excited to get out of my house. So I was looking forward to anything to continue the adventures. And boy, did I sign up for the right one.
Yeah, you're probably, bring it on, right? I admire both of you for taking it on with such, enthusiasm because, when it all is said and done, it really is for a very good cause. Tell me a little bit about the charities you support in the show.
Sure. So I'm playing for Safe Horizon. I'm a proud member of the board of directors for this org. We do victim services for everything: domestic violence, child abuse, men that find themselves victims of violent crime. And we are the largest organization of our kind in all of New York and really the country because of our scope. We do everything from mental health to court advocacy to helping LGBTQ youth find homes and safety, in climates that are not healthy and safe for them. So very proud of Safe Horizon and just thrilled to play for them.
Wow, what a great cause. What about you, Colton?
I'm playing for the Legacy Foundation, which is a foundation that I started a little over 5 years ago for cystic fibrosis. And so raising money for supporting the families of kids and adults living with CF, and also helping out with mental health. That's a big goal of ours now this next year, is to continue to broaden our scope and who we can bring into the Legacy family. So a good cause, just as well as everybody else's.
See, it's a great show because you're having this great adventure and it all goes to promoting these great causes and so on. And, was there anything, both of you have been on reality shows, was there anything you learned in those moments, that time, Real Housewives or The Bachelor, where you kind of took that as you headed to the show, sort of had that advantage?
Yeah, I think the mental agility that both Colton and I got from our respective platforms, in reality were huge assets. I think we could both agree, Colton, right, that this was a really different temperament. I think because we're playing for charity, there's such natural alignment. So it's not some of the traditional conflicts, I will say, that you would expect from reality TV. But we still had our moments. At some point, the longer we were in that jungle and the more money was on the table, stakes got a little higher, people got a little spicy. And I think we both were able to pull from our experiences managing big personalities.
I love that. Things got a little spicy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely very accurate. The longer you're in the jungle, the less you want cameras in your face right when you wake up. But, at the end of the day, we signed up for an amazing show and opportunity to raise money for our charities and also push ourselves. So I'm sure we both brought different elements to the table, and they worked, I guess, for both of us.
And when you think about it, the jungle itself is like its own element. You're like, forget the people. I'm worried about the monkeys and the insects and all the other things that come with it.
Yeah. What about those jungle monkeys, Colton? Remember those?
We had jungle monkeys. We had ants attack us one night. I still have moments where I feel like something's crawling on me just because of that PTSD of living out there. But I knew that was going to be one of the hardest things for me, was the bugs and the insects, because I did not do well with critters.
Yeah. And I don't do reptiles. So the biggest thing for me was waking up in the middle of the night, having to, Mother Nature literally calling, but kind of be like, you know what? It's all right. It's not even worth stepping out of my little hut because I was so afraid of a snake bite. You can't see anything. You don't know what's out there. So, you kind of hold it.
You kind of hold it. You're making my palms sweat just thinking about that. Is there anything you guys brought with you from home that sort of kind of gave you, just a good luck charm or some comfort, I guess, while you were on the show?
Yeah, I brought my baby blanket, and her name was Dee Dee. Yeah, and they asked, we all got to bring a couple items that were sentimental to us, and I'm not a very sentimental guy, other than like my baby blanket that I was like wrapped in as I left the hospital. And it turns out Dee Dee was the perfect pillow because we didn't really have those out there. So I was really glad that I brought the blanket.
That was smart. I bought my grandfather's Bible, and I'm one of those nerdy, geeky types that needs to read before I go to bed. So I'm like, here I am, like every night with a lantern, trying to, read myself to sleep with some verses and things like that. And my bunkmate, so to speak, if you can call Palm Fronts bunkmates, Lauren Elena was also a frequent reader of the Bible, so we would share that every night.
Oh, that's very cool. You guys bought very good sentimental items. Yeah, we spoke with Lauren and she said, there was a lot of things that have surprised her. Like one thing was how strong she was. Is there something that stuck out with you guys, kind of surprised you about your personality and your just self when you participated in the show?
I think for me, it was just putting myself back out there again. I've sort of had stints on and off of TV, and then a big, transformation and healing internally for my life these last 2 years. That this was my first show back. So I was trying to figure out where the boundaries are, how much of my personal life I wanted to get back into sharing. But I will say it was a completely different environment. I felt so safe. I felt so comforted by the other castmates and by the producers in the network. So it was great.
Yeah, for me, it was just such a departure from my recent stint, first in television news and then on Housewives, where everything's, especially Housewives, high glamour, everything's about the aesthetic, it's the glitz, it's the lashes, it's, I'm known to travel with a glam squad. Yes, I'm guilty as charged. There were no glam squads in the jungles of Panama, and even just, from, a truly optical position, just being out there barefaced, braided my hair up because I couldn't there was just no distractions. And I think that just really elevated the level of authenticity and vulnerability that everyone gets to see this season.
Yeah, well, that is my quote now. There's no glam squad in the jungles of Panama. No, it's really cool that you guys did this. And of course, it's for such a great cause. So it's been a lot of fun to check it out. Beyond the Edge, you can catch it right here on KPIX 5 and streaming on Paramount Plus. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us today.
Thanks
for having us on. Have a great day.
You too.